game now. They're here with a lane now. My home second with a rain now. Legendary on the field. Had a drip as a skill.
Today, from London, England, it's the NFL International Series on EA Sports. It's the London Black Knights taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the London Black Knights. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
Try and start this drive in the air. That's Henry Ruggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man open, it's Darren Waller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. He's laced in early. 2 nice first down completions to start.
I like the fact that he's seeing the whole field early, spreading it around a little bit in the early going.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Right side going to be caught by Waller. And he's got this down to the 35. Well, this crowd is not like that crowd.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty is going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now a carry for Jacobs. Taking it right down Broadway. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from the 20. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. So much for being intimidated on the road in the playoffs, right? That was a pretty clinical drive right there.
Yeah, they seem to come out with the attitude of, we don't deal with pressure. We create it. And the other team just took it right down the field and stuffed it in the end zone.
This will make it into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On second down now, it's Taylor. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
The ball carrier.
The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Well, now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. They get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
1st and 10.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On second down, a run to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
The ball carrier.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for him with Dobbins. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
You know, it was tough for them to stand on the sidelines and watch the other team take it downfield and score, wasn't it? So they knew when they got on the field, it's on them. Pick up first downs, get downfield and score. How about them picking up that 3rd and short?
I was just going to say, you and I were talking before the game, those 3rd down conversions are going to be huge in this one. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Winston. They're going deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And they'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you got a chance. To get to the ultimate game.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. On the move to his left. They're looking for Evans, but this is intercepted. Picked up the 2. Into the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. He's just got to be thinking, I hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. Very first pass of the afternoon picked.
And where do you go from here? Because when you start that way, do you allow that to seep into you and stay with you the rest of the game? Or do you find a way out of it? We're going to find out.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and holding them through.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 8. And a sling forward for Ruggs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 19 yards there on the pickup. And the Raiders are going to get a new set of downs.
Yards. And the Las Vegas 1st down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Black Knights nothing.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Well, they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
The kick is good. Makes the score Raiders 10.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it? The all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. You're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them,
he's got him in. Complete. That's right. Touchdown. Marquise Brown, 75 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a throw out line complete to his running back right side. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
19 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Josh Jacobs.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great...
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Henry Ruggs, 51 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
London about set to take over on offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
3-yard pickup.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Lindsey on the carry. Nick Kwiatkowski there on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. And touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
The extra point.
Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Brian Burns. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out.
Looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
after the interception. Here's Jackson. Marquise Brown saying his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And his guys have taken the lead. So not only is that his third touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. That's what they used to call in the West Coast offense the long handoff. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now, lead.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Raiders trying to move quickly, trying to get everybody back to the line. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on fourth down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
We often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are really funky and what we're doing. We have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait till halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Here's Lindsey, and he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now second and 11 from the 32. Now Jackson. He's going to have this down deep into Vegas territory. So we're at halftime in his AFC. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair. And he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I look. Oh, never mind. Third quarter action now. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. London about set to take over on offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
He was brought down at the 20.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Brown. And in for a touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 72 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try to get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Henry Ruggs.
He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. Now Adam Gase has put a pair of fingers up in the air. His offense is going to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes of making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. And we'll see if he opts for a heavier dose of running plays because running is where they've had more success than in the passing game.
And the way they've spread it around to different people running it as well. It's not just been one principal guy who's carried the thing and moved the game forward for them. Whoever has touched it has given them good yardage. I think he's going to stay with that game plan. It takes the pressure off of him as a thrower.
A team effort, and they're winning on the scoreboard. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
And the ball on to 30. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. They get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 more there and another first down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. He's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders 33. A gain there of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run here with Lindsey. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Jackson. And this one is incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
After what they faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all-state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
In trouble, he's taken down. Rashawn Gary. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this, a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start with 1st down. The intended receiver.
throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Back to Brown, this time complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Marquise Brown, 60 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
A record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it. But think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside there to make the grab. And the Raiders are back within a score.
Okay, I know it's an old line, but it still applies here. The fat lady has not sung yet. She may be warming up, but she hasn't sung yet. There's still an opportunity.
Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Set to kick off.
Ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. London about set to take over on offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
the tackle made.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock for the 2-minute warning.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Jackson now. That's taken in by Duvernay. Able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 37.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And the flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. Wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Dobbins running out of the gun. Called a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now it's Jackson. Steps away. He's got it at the 15. They'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They'll run with Dobbins. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And it's up and good. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So now London down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. It's certainly a tough situation on the road, needing 2 scores to stay alive in the playoffs as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Throw left side complete. It's Jacobs. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say cheerio from London.